We'll call the meeting to order. There's a meeting properly noticed. Clerk will take roll.
All members are present.
Okay. We have the agenda of the admin finance meeting before us. A motion to approve.
So move, Rick Keys. Second.
Second by Scott Pease. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, signify by saying nay. Agenda is approved. We'll allow public participation to go through. Correspondence.
None.
Okay, so we'll move on to discuss and direct on budget amendments, resolution for register and probate budget amendment. Cynthia, Michelle,
Kyle.
or Kyle.
His mic's not working. Yep, so this is just a budget amendment, so in 2022. And when we developed that budget, we set aside money in the contingent fund, about $100,000 for potential positions. This was one of those potential positions, so we're just amending the budget, we're removing from the contingent fund about $22,000 over to register in probate's budget. And this is gonna cover the second position that is being put in for the 2022 budget. We're gonna then incorporate this position into the 2023 budget going forward. So it's just to cover the next 3 months essentially.
For the position that's added for the new judge.
Correct.
Yes. Supervisor Rick Pease.
So when I read this, that very first line, that's not the salary projection, that's the money that you need to cover that spot?
Correct. So we need to increase wages and benefits by almost $20,000 in order to be able to cover this second position for the balance of the year.
That was confusing me, thank you.
Is there any questions about the position?
Yes, is this a position that's already been filled?
No, it is not.
Can you explain why we need this position?
When the second court, this was put into place, we put, this in the contingency for the second judge. To have the juvenile clerk and, she would be, that person would be a JA for the second judge.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So JA is judicial assistant, so it's just a position that also assumes responsibilities as judicial assistant. It's a. So I guess we anticipated this because of the second judgeship.
And we didn't put it in the budget last year because we said, let's put it in the contingency fund because it wasn't a guarantee that we were gonna get the judgeship, but and at that time, we said we'd bring it back and add the money into the budget out of the contingency fund. So where's copies?
How did you come up with the numbers for the wages?
Yep, so actually I used 1/3 of the current register and probate's wages, basically. So 4 months. Just in case they are able to find someone to fill the position immediately, that way they have that little extra buffer in there.
So this person's gonna come in making the same amount of money as the person that's already in the position, the other position?
Actually, this person, our current register and probate has resigned. So we just had somebody that is going to be appointed, brand new as of October 1st. There is a possibility where they would be making the same amount. They will both be brand new.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what that amount is? Is it an hourly or is it a salary wage or what?
Actually, these are, hourly wages, non-exempt, and, I mean, let's see. The pay group is 13, minimum is 1930. The midpoint is the 2-year rate at 2269, and up to the 20-year rate is 2609.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
John, Supervisor Wirsky?
So how does this, how does this fall in the office of the register of probate?
It's an appointed position under the judges. So both of them, both of those positions would be under our judges appointed. So it'd be registering probate and then juvenile clerk. This position wouldn't be under the register and probate, it'd be a separate position. They're in the same pay group.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, so I'll just add the current position that has, was vacated, that's now available, has an appointed position, somebody's been appointed, right, effective October 1st, to move up into that position. So that position reports to Judge Wood. The new one is the position that's gonna be reporting to Judge Bonnet. This one here that we're proposing here.
So where's copy?
What were the requirements for the position?
What is the education or?
Yeah,
It's actually appointed by the judge. It does not come through HR other than, the actual salary and benefits. It's by statute appointed by our judges.
John, Supervisor Wirsky?
These are both full-time positions, is that correct? And is there the workload justifies that? Because I'll have to admit, I don't understand, all their responsibilities.
Yes, that is correct. And the workload, we did that, last year when we actually put it into the contingency fund. And then we were waiting to see once, Judge Bonnet took her position, whether or not, she felt as though she needed the position, and she does feel as though she needs the position.
Tom?
Mr. Chair. Yeah, to add to that also, clerk of courts also had requested a position in the 2022 budget, which was in the contingent fund. So we've met with clerk of courts, Lori, and Cynthia, I think, has had some meetings as well with the judges about the position. So the clerk of courts isn't actually gonna be requesting that deputy, because we're gonna be having this, that's gonna also absorb some of the duties of the clerk of courts. Correct, Cynthia?
Mr. Chair, so yes, so the judges both approached me, and unbeknownst to them, they were actually resolving an issue of trying to have in the filling position that Lori was requesting. And because this position would be absorbing some of the duties of, I guess it's the call center, basically call center setting up appointments off of Lori's department, then freed up time that she felt she's satisfied with not having to fill a position. So it did take care of a dilemma, I guess, if you would.
Please.
there's a spot up there for her office. Are they gonna have the same office, these two?
Yes. Michelle's not here yet, so.
Mr. Chair, I understand that this will go before the full board tonight if we
Yes,
pass this. Well, with that in mind, I will move to carry on this resolution to the full board.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
A motion is second. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed signify by saying nay. Motion passes. The resolution will be sent on to county board.